Welcome to Love from Lisha. For an extra dose of love in your day, click subscribe and the bell to be notified when new videos go live weekly. Today, we'll talk about considering the type of life you wish to live. It's easy to think at times we don't have a choice. Life is hard. Of course we're frustrated. Of course we're stressed and worked up when life is easy. Oh, of course it's easy to not worry, to have no cares in the world, to just be calm and enjoying the goodness of life. The thing though is that everyone has their challenges and everyone has times when there's peace and harmony. We have a choice as to which we focus on. We don't always get to choose what happens in our lives, what types of lives we have. Sometimes those conditions are beyond our control. Other times they are within our control, and then we can ask about what choices we're making that lead us down our path. But for situations where we just don't have that control, how we choose to look at it, our attitude, how we're showing up really makes a difference as far as how we experience it. There's an old story about an old Cherokee talking to his grandson about life. "A fight is going on inside of me," he said to the boy. "It is a terrible fight, and it is between two wolves. One is evil. He is anger, envy, sorrow, regret, greed, arrogance, self-pity, guilt, resentment, inferiority, lies, false pride, superiority, and ego." He continued, "The other is good. He is joy, love, peace, hope, serenity, humility, kindness, benevolence, empathy, generosity, truth, compassion, and faith. The same fight is going on inside you and every other person too." The grandson thought about it for a moment and then asked, "Which wolf will win?" The old Cherokee simply replied, "The one you feed." It's the one that you feed. Are you going to feed the evil or the good? That is such an important question for each and every one of us to ask ourselves, especially during these times of the pandemic, of the change in the presidency in the United States, of things shifting, of so much that's happened and continues to happen, to look at which are you feeding? Are you feeding into the negativity, the shame, the judgment, the criticism? Or are you feeding into the openness, the joy, the humility, the love? Which one are you choosing for yourself? Which one are you choosing? And how you look at others, how you're looking at yourself and others determines how you show up in life. When we're looking at the pandemic, we can look at it with anger of, oh, the numbers are going up again. This is so frustrating. People need to be more responsible. Why aren't they being more responsible? What's happening here? When's it going to stop? We can look at it with anger and frustration and resentment. And what that does is that feeds that evil wolf. And then we have that negativity just burning inside of us. How do you think it's going to affect how you show up with friends and with family and with others when you're carrying around this negativity and just building it up more and more, this hatred, resentment, frustration? Feeding that makes it bigger and bigger because it's telling the body there's something to be upset about. I'm in fight or flight. I need to be prepared. I need to be ready for these bad things that are happening and more that's going to happen. Yes, it's good to be prepared and not just go around and say, oh, everything's sunny and lovely. At the same time, what does that look like when we are feeding the good wolf? We're having compassion, saying this is going to take longer than we'd like for things to be resolved. And so what I can do is lean into even more of what I do have, of what I have to be grateful for, of what I have in the moment, of the silver linings, and knowing that, hey, yes, some people might not be as responsible as I'd like them to be. At the same time, there are many that are, and I can't determine how other people are behaving, what choices they're making in their lives, yet I can choose for myself. I have control over what I choose to do or not to do. And when I look back on this time in my life, I have a choice as to how I want to see it. Do I want to see it as I was miserable, or, oh my gosh, those blessings that were there, those holiday celebrations that were unlike any other celebrations because they were different and they were unique in such special ways because they needed to be when we were making responsible choices and how that would be for this time in our lives. So I encourage you to look at which of these two wolves are you feeding. Is it the evil, the negativity, that intense energy and emotion that's pulling you down and draining you? Or is it the good wolf that brings that presence, that calmness, that compassion for yourself and for others, patience, all of that goodness? The more that you feed that, the more it's going to go into other areas of your life. And because of that, it has a perpetuating cycle because you're putting out good energy, more good things will happen, and then your life has an even better chance of improving. So let yourself be in the moment, but pause to consider, which of the wolves are you feeding? I'd love to hear from you in the comments about what comes up when you hear this. Which of the two wolves are you feeding? What will you do to feed the good wolf even more? And what do you see improving in your life as a result? What is that impact that you see and that you really, really want for yourself? If you like this video, please click like, share, subscribe, click the bell to be notified when new videos go live weekly. And for more about me, my website is coachlisha.com. Until next time, with more love from Lisha. Bye!